Yesterday, Netflix dropped the series Terminator Zero. And I'm here with my thoughts for this anime, cartoon, R-rated Terminator series. Let's talk about it. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And yes, let's talk Terminator. So I've been waiting a while for this. I've been waiting for this to drop. So Terminator Zero, originally known as Terminator the anime series, is a 2024 Japanese English language science fiction action anime series developed by Mattison Tomlin and set in the Terminator franchise universe. The 8-episode show was produced by Netflix and by animation studio Production IG and Skydance Television under the direction of Masashi Kudo. It's based upon Terminator, as we know, created by James Cameron and Alan Hurd, and was released on August the 29th, just the other day. 8 episodes running at 30 minutes a piece. You got the choice of watching it in either its original language or in dubbed English. And the Terminator in this is voiced by Timothy Olyphant, if you're watching the English language track. So the premise of this is set in 1997. At the Judgment Day's about to happen. It's set in Tokyo. A character called Malcolm Lee has been developing an AI system called Kokoro that is intended to compete with Skynet a day before Judgment Day. He's going to put this online. Lee finds himself and his 3 children pursued by an unknown robot assassin sent from the future and a mysterious soldier from the year 2022 who has also been sent to protect him. So that's the basis for this. Is it any good? I'm going to keep this spoiler free, okay? So I've watched this over 2 days. I watched a couple of episodes yesterday. I watched the last 6 this morning, back to back. And, well, let's get into the story first. So, like I said, you've got this mysterious character, Malcolm Lee. He's an inventor. He's created this AI system, but he seems to know things about the future. He knows that Judgment Day is coming. He's having these dreams about it and all this sort of thing. So he has created this competing AI software system to go up against Skynet and hopefully stop Skynet from wreaking destruction across the earth. Like I said, he's got these 3 children and a nanny, essentially, this young nanny that looks after these kids in his stead. They're very friendly with him. One of the children is they're all very young, but the eldest, the boy, he's very much into technology and good at rewiring things and this. And you've got these other robots, you know, on display in Japan at this time, this era, these robots that serve the public and this sort of a thing in households and stuff like that, in shops. They come into play as well. Now, you've got your standard Terminator story here where your Terminator is sent back and it's sent to track down and kill this Malcolm Lee. If it can't get to him, its secondary objective is to go after his children. And this girl is sent back in time to protect him, to protect her, to stop the children, and to stop the Terminator from completing its mission. The story is kind of broken down into 3 elements as the story progresses, because the children kind of get split up. So you've got one story with 2 of the children, with the nanny girl who's got a bit of a twist of her own that comes into light, and then you got the main protagonist who's looking after the other child, and you've also got the story with Malcolm Lee. Now, I will say that this here, you know, the Terminator franchise is somewhat tired. It hasn't done anything refreshing, anything new. And the question doesn't remain, is there anything fresh and new that you can do with this? And the answer is yes. With this here has given us a fresh perspective on the Terminator franchise. Now, for me, the most interesting aspects of this series was the elements surrounding Malcolm Lee and his interactions with his artificial intelligence, because it poses certain questions. It poses moral questions, it poses ambiguous questions, and it goes deep into the kind of psychology of whether what Skynet is doing is right, is wrong. Humans, do they need to be here? Don't they need to be here on the planet? Because all we do is destroy and all this sort of a thing. And everything that we've created has been utilised throughout history for war, including Skynet. We build Skynet ourselves and Skynet becomes our destruction. But we've built everything before that has been used for destruction. Only this time it's being used on a global scale. Now, the timing of this story is very interesting in that it is set at the point of Judgment Day. And I will go as far to say, as Judgment Day isn't stopped, Judgment Day occurs while the events of this story here are progressing and going on. Only there's essentially a safe haven created, shall we say, in Tokyo, this area, because of the artificial intelligence. And the artificial intelligence that's been created by this Malcolm Lee is questioning whether it should assist or stop Skynet, because it understands Skynet's point of view. And you got Malcolm trying to get it to agree to show that humankind is worthwhile and this sort of a thing. Now, there's a lot of great action beats in this. There's a lot of violence, there's a lot of gunplay, there's people getting mowed down, if you like, that sort of a thing. The animation is your standard classic kind of animation. There are small elements of CGI in the mix as well. Generally, when you see the Terminators, they are very much CGI'd. And they look great, you know, but yeah, I don't really want to get into spoilers in this. This is just a kind of my overall thoughts on the series. It's a nice, refreshing take on the Terminator. It leaves you with it gets you thinking. It gets you thinking about the entire narrative that goes into the Terminator franchise and the rights and wrongs of and how we come into play in that as well, and whether we are in the right, whether we are in the wrong. Is Skynet in the right? Is it in the wrong? Obviously, this is a production that's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not contained by the kind of Hollywood woke agenda that goes into most products now, and you get programs like this made from Asian marketplaces or films that avoid all of that, avoid that trap. And it's great, it's refreshing. It goes to show what can be done when you're not trying to promote something that doesn't need to be promoted in entertainment. You know, you've got some strong characters here, you've got a strong storyline, you've got great animation, it flows very well. All three stories are great on their own. The three separate storylines that culminate together. There's enough twists and turns in the story, people's backgrounds and this sort of thing, where they come from, what they are, why it is that he knows about the future, he's having dreams of the future, the connections between characters that come into play as the story progresses. It's a really good 8-episode limited series, and it does leave it open for a continuation as well. A solid time. Now, I will say that I did watch the original language track version with the subtitles. That's generally what I do with these things. A lot of time I'm not a fan of the voiceover work, the voiceover artists. However, I was intrigued by the fact that Timmy Oliphant was there. But the Terminator's lines are so minimal, shall we say, that even as an attraction of having Timmy Oliphant in the show, I don't think that it would have made me watch the English language track version. However, I may visit that on my next watch of the show. So let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments.